My friend, let's call them Jamie, has been staying with me for the past few weeks. They've been going through a really rough patch. They lost their job a while back, had some family issues, and generally just needed a place to land. I offered my couch, since it's a small place, no questions asked. I figured that's what friends do, especially when someone is down. I've been covering all the groceries, utilities, everything, just trying to be supportive while they got back on their feet. Things were okay, a bit stressful on my end financially, but I was managing. Until yesterday. I got the call that I was being laid off. Completely out of the blue. My company is restructuring, aka got hit hard by tariffs, and my department was hit hard. I'm talking no severance, nothing. Just gone. I'm terrified. I live paycheck to paycheck, and the thought of not being able to pay rent next month, or even buy food, is making me sick to my stomach. I came home that day, completely shell-shocked. Jamie was on the couch, watching TV. I tried to explain what happened, how scared I was, how this changes everything. I was barely holding it together, trying to articulate the sheer panic I felt about my future. And Jamie just looked at me, almost bored, and said, "Dude, it's not that serious. Like, kids are literally dying in Palestine right now. You'll find another job." I just stared at them. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The dismissive tone, the complete lack of empathy, the way they used a horrific global tragedy to minimize my immediate, personal crisis, a crisis that directly impacts both of us, given they're living off my generosity. Something in me just snapped. All the stress of carrying them, all the fear about my own situation, it just boiled over. I told them, as calmly as I could, that I needed them to leave. That I couldn't have someone in my home who couldn't offer basic human empathy when I was at my lowest point, especially when their own struggles were being cushioned by my now non-existent income. Jamie got really defensive, saying I was overreacting, that they were just trying to put things in perspective, and that I was being selfish. I told him to pack up his things and leave immediately. Now I'm sitting here, alone, jobless, and feeling like a complete monster. Did I overreact? Was it wrong to kick out a friend who's already going through a hard time, even if their comment was incredibly insensitive? I know global issues are devastating, but does that mean my personal struggles are completely invalid? Comment 1. NTA, you were living paycheck to paycheck, meaning you couldn't build a cushion to weather the setback because of your generosity. You need to think of yourself first, because as it appears, Jamie isn't. Take a beat. Tomorrow you focus on getting your next income. Looking for a job, entering the gig economy, look for things you no longer use to sell on Craigslist or Marketplace to build up a cushion. Cancel or downgrade all non-essential subscriptions. Comment 2. NTA. If it is so easy to find a new job, why has your friend been sitting on your couch this long? This seems to me the words of someone who wasn't interested in hearing it, more than honest opinion. Anyway, you should be focused on job hunting, not propping up someone who can't even spare you, and I'm sorry. You couldn't afford it in the first place. Story 2, not locking the door while showering while staying at my best friend's house. So, this happened recently, and now I'm questioning if I was in the wrong. I, 26F, was staying at my best friend's, 26F, house for a few days while I was in town. I've known her for years, and we're really close, so I felt completely comfortable staying there. One day, I was taking a shower in her bathroom and didn't think to lock the door afterward. When I finished, I was drying off and getting ready when her boyfriend, 27M, accidentally walked in. He immediately apologized and left as soon as he realized what happened. It was clearly an honest mistake, and I thought nothing of it. Accidents happen, right? But my best friend completely flipped out when she found out. She was so mad, she actually cancelled our dinner plans for the evening. She said I was being careless and disrespectful by not locking the door. I tried to explain that it wasn't intentional and that her boyfriend was very respectful about it, but she was still furious and said I didn't think about how this could make her feel. Honestly, I was kind of caught off guard. I didn't think it was a huge deal, But now I'm feeling bad because she was so upset. After she cancelled dinner, I ended up going out by myself and had a lonely dinner. I've been friends with her for so long, and I just want things to be okay between us, but I also feel like I didn't do anything wrong. Comment 1. Sounds to me like they are having relationship issues and she's projecting on you. NTA, in my opinion. Find an opportunity to talk to your friend privately, and if your relationship is as strong as you think it is, maybe she will open up about what's truly bothering her. Comment 2. I'm going to go out on a limb here and suspect that your friend thinks her boyfriend is cheating or being disrespectful to the relationship. I feel like you were just a scapegoat here. Story 3. Refusing to go to my brother's wedding to attend the wedding of my sister-in-law instead. Hey. I, 25F, moved to France from my home country of Sweden 7 months ago after me and my husband, 27M, got married. I've never really got along with my parents. My dad had a temper growing up and would often shout at me and demean me, and my mum was very emotionally manipulative, constantly finding reasons to argue with me and point out things I've done wrong, even often being critical of my appearance. Meanwhile, my brother, 24M, was treated like the golden child that couldn't do anything wrong. On the other hand, my husband's family have always been so kind and welcoming to me, and to be honest, they feel like more of my family than my own. Since the move, things have only gotten worse. My mum insists calling every 2 days, and we're often on the phone for like an hour at a time. She's obviously upset that I chose to leave home, and I do feel guilty for not being able to help around the house like I used to. She's always insisting we travel to Sweden for any event, and since we moved to France 7 months ago, I've already traveled to Sweden 5 times, which is really stressful and expensive. When I do go home, she's really critical of me and my husband, and even his family. So, onto what has happened recently. My sister-in-law announced her engagement and asked me to be a bridesmaid. I was so excited. My husband was also asked to be a groomsman. She told us the dates for the wedding, next summer, and we had no plans for then, so it was perfect. When my mum called me, video call, I told her because I was excited, but she just went silent and clearly looked upset, so I started speaking with my dad. Fast forward to recently, I traveled back to Sweden to see my family for Easter. During dinner time, my brother announced his own engagement. I was and am so excited for him. Later on that day we were talking about dates, and he and his fiancée had nothing in mind yet. I said me and my husband would be available whenever. The only date that doesn't work is the weekend of my sister-in-law wedding. My mum butted in then and said that it depends on venues and things, but that they would try. So, I got a text in our family group chat yesterday from my brother announcing the dates to us. Apparently they all went to a venue and picked out the date together, and they told me that the dates are the same dates as my sister-in-law wedding. Like, same day and everything. I was devastated. I wasn't thinking straight, and I told them I wouldn't be coming, that I said the date doesn't work. My mum then sent a horrible message, saying that it doesn't matter, and that I'm being selfish, and that my brother's wedding is more important to them, and that I had to choose what is more important for me. I told her that if I have to choose, then I choose to go to my sister-in-law, and she hasn't responded. Now I'm really worried I've made the wrong decision. So, I really want to know. Comment 1. NTA, but you just need to drop the rope with your family. You are never going to get the validation or respect you are looking for, and it's just a waste of your time and emotional energy. Go and be in your sister-in-law wedding and don't give your parents or brother another moment of thought. Comment 2. NTA. They did this on purpose to make you choose them. No, don't play their silly games. You had told them about the date. If they are not able to work around in a whole summer, yeah, that is on them. And you will send a present but won't be there. And that is on them. And if they are keeping sending you hurtful or even horrible messages, block them at least for a while. Story 4. Cancelling my financial support for my son's wedding after his fiancée catfished him to test his loyalty. My son, 23, got engaged a few months ago. Recently, he admitted to me that he had been texting with a girl he met on Tinder. That alone already shocked me. He's engaged, and that's obviously not acceptable behavior. But here's the twist: the girl on Tinder was actually his fiancée. She made a fake account to test whether he would stay loyal, and when he flirted back, she confronted him. Yes, what my son did was messed up. But creating a whole fake profile to trap your partner? That's manipulation. If you have to run sting operations to trust your fiancé, maybe you shouldn't be getting married. After learning this, I told my son I wouldn't be paying for the wedding anymore. I don't want to support a marriage that already starts with lies and games from both sides. Some people in the family say that I'm overreacting and punishing both of them. What's your opinion? Comment 1. NTA. Sorry, but your son being on a dating website while planning a wedding, while his fiancée was tricking him. Sorry, but that doesn't sound like a healthy relationship. And honestly, if the girl is smart, she should break it off. As it shows that your son isn't loyal, again, because of being on a dating app. Unless there is an agreement between them two, that they are allowed to date outside of their relationship, this is a big red flag. Talk to your son about that, if he really wants to get married, because if he is disloyal now, why does he want to get married? A divorce is expensive and most of the time ends in worse condition for the husband.